Hello boys and girls, and welcome to our story time today. In case you're checking out our school website, I just put up loads of springtime activities that you could do with your grown-up at home. So check those out, and if you want to send me any by email, you have my email as well. I would love to hear what you're getting up to. So today is Monday, the first school day of the week, and we are going to read Mr. Chatterbox. And this is what Mr. Chatterbox looks like. Mr. Chatterbox. Mr. Chatterbox was one of those people who couldn't stop talking. He used to talk to anybody and everybody about anything and everything, going on and on and on. And on and on and on. And on and on and on. And when he didn't have anyone else to talk to, he used to talk to himself. "Good morning, Mr. Chatterbox," he would say to himself. "Good morning to you," he used to reply to himself. "Nice day, isn't it?" "Yes, it is, for the time of the year." And so on and so on and on and on. He lived in a box-shaped house in a village. Chatterbox Cottage. One morning the postman arrived with a letter for him. "Morning, Mr. Chatterbox," said the postman. "Ah, good morning to you, postman," replied Mr. Chatterbox. "Although, as I was saying to myself only yesterday, or was it the day before? I forget. However, it's not quite so good a morning in my opinion, but I might be wrong, although I'm not very often as I was the other day. Monday I think it was, or perhaps it was Tuesday. But never mind, because it is quite a good morning, don't you agree? Yes, of course you do, because that's what you said to me in the first place, and he went on and on and on all morning, and the poor postman was late delivering all his letters. That afternoon, Mr. Chatterbox went into the hat shop in the village. "Hello, Mr. Bowler," he said to the man who owned the hat shop. "Do you think, if it's possible, that I could buy, if it's not too expensive, but I'm sure it won't be, a new hat? Because would you believe it? Yes, of course you would. But anyway, as I was saying, my present hat, the one on my head, as you can see, is getting old. How can I put it, a little too old, because I've had it for, let me see now. It must be, let's think, 10 years? No, I tell a lie. It can't be that long, or can it? Well, yes, it could be, but on the other hand..." And he went on and on all afternoon and half the night, long after the poor shopkeeper should have shut up the shop and gone home. He's such a chatterbox. Eventually, when Mr. Bowler managed to get a word in edgeways, or was it sideways, he promised to order a new hat for Mr. Chatterbox. Then he pushed Mr. Chatterbox out of his shop, still talking of course, and went home for his supper, which was cold of course, because Mr. Bowler had cooked it for him. Mrs. Bowler had cooked it for him hours ago. And while he ate, he thought, "That's him going home from work. And he's going to have a cold dinner. What a pity. Maybe he could put it in the microwave." Exactly 1 week later, the new hat for Mr. Chatterbox arrived in a smart red hat box. The postman delivered it to Mr. Bowler's shop. "At last," said Mr. Bowler, heaving a sigh of relief. "I think this hat is going to be the answer to the problem of Mr. Chatterbox talking so much." "I wish it could be," said the postman, "but how can it?" "Because," replied Mr. Bowler, "this hat is a magic hat." "Oh," replied the postman, who didn't quite understand. "Look, in that box, there's a magic hat. I wonder what the hat does. Let's see." That same afternoon, Mr. Bowler took the new hat around to Chatterbox Cottage. "Oh, goody," said Mr. Chatterbox, seizing the hat box and opening it. "It's my new hat, my lovely new hat. I couldn't wait for it to arrive. In fact, I got up early this morning because, aren't I silly? I just knew. I don't know how, but I really knew. You know that today would be the day. I don't know how I knew, but I knew, and it is. And here's my hat. And oh, isn't it beautiful? I can't wait to try it on. Oh, I do hope it suits me. Do you think it will? Yes, of course you do. And why don't you try it on?" said Mr. Bowler, grinning. And there's his hat in his hat box. Let's see what it looks like. "Try it on? Yes, of course I must try it on. How silly of me to stand here chattering on when I haven't even tried it on yet. Yes, I will absolutely, definitely try it on straight away because, as I said, it's silly just to talk about trying it on and then not try it on, isn't it?" And so on. He took the hat out of the hat box and put it on. It was a beautiful hat. It's lovely, isn't it? "I say," he said, "I must say, yes, I really must, that this hat is, yes, it really is, to say the least, one of the better hats that I have ever seen in my life. And in this life, I must say, I have seen some hats, and furthermore—" But while he was talking, a funny thing was happening. The more words that came out of Mr. Chatterbox's mouth, the larger his hat became. The more Mr. Chatterbox talked, the more the hat grew and grew. His hat is getting bigger. It's nearly coming off the page. Mr. Chatterbox kept on talking and the hat kept on growing. "I can't see anything," he said. "One minute I was standing here admiring my new hat, and now all of a sudden, without any warning, taking me all unawares, just like that." The hat grew down to his feet and Mr. Chatterbox stopped talking. And as soon as he stopped talking, the hat grew smaller and smaller until it was the same size as when he'd first tried it on. Mr. Bowler had gone when Mr. Chatterbox couldn't see him, and now he was walking back to the shop. "My special magic hat really works," he chuckled. The following day, Mr. Chatterbox was out for a walk when he met the postman in the village. "Hello, postman," he said. "I say, do you like my new hat? Have you ever seen such a fine hat? I'm sure you never have. What a hat, and—" But you know what was happening, don't you? His hat was getting bigger as he was chattering, as he was talking more and more. The hat grew and grew and grew the more Mr. Chatterbox talked. "Now I know what Mr. Bowler meant by a magic hat," chuckled the postman, and he went on his way, leaving poor Mr. Chatterbox speechless. He thought, thinking, not talking, thinking. The postman is delighted he can go and deliver all his letters. And do you know something? The hat taught Mr. Chatterbox's lesson, and these days he doesn't talk half as much as he used to, or even a quarter as much. And you know the reason for that, don't you? Yes, of course you do. But there he is. He mustn't be talking that much because his hat is still quite small. Keep it under your hat. What a silly ending to that story. That was brilliant. Now, boys and girls, we are going to sing our song for today, which is 5 Little Ducks. And if you were on the website today and you looked at the photographs beneath the article I put up loads of pictures of animals that are around my house at the moment. Baby lambs were born, and I have horses and cows and ducks. So if you go onto the website, you'll see lots of pictures I put up when I went walking the other day. And our song today is 5 Little Ducks Like the Ducks Near My House. Are you ready? I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. 5 little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mummy Duck said quack, 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 and only 4 little ducks came back. One went missing, remember? We did that in school. 4 little ducks went swimming one day, over the hills and far away. Mummy Duck said quack, 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 but only 3 little ducks came back. 2 have gone missing. I wonder where they've gone. 3 little ducks went swimming one day, over the hills and far away. Mummy Duck said quack, 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 but only 2 little ducks came back. 3 have gone missing. Look, 1, 2, 3. Only 2. 2 little ducks went swimming one day, over the hills and far away. Mummy Duck said quack, 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 but only 1 little duck came back. 1 little duck went swimming one day, over the hills and far away. Mummy Duck said quack, 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 but no little ducks came back. Sad Mummy Duck went swimming one day, over the hills and far away. Mummy Duck said quack, 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 and all 5 ducks came swimming back. Hooray! What a great song to start our week off. It was lovely talking to you today, boys and girls. I will see you tomorrow, and I hope to hear from lots of you.